Alright, here we are.
My experience, I think that's the thing where it's common to use Max for that kind of software. Would it be better for Emily? It's on like multiple campuses I've seen do that. Like have a Mac lab for photo editing, video editing.
Emily, try FaceTiming me, okay? Hang up and FaceTime me.
Hi, Urs.
No, Emily, you have to hang up and then FaceTime me.
She's simple like
that. Sounds like she's on a carriage.
Yes. It'll begin to show carriage.
Oh no, that's coming from the TV. I thought it was coming from her.
She was driving her carriage.
Did you get some Monty Python horses on the way home?
Alright guys, we should go check out this giant chess piece.
If we survive.
Hang on, Emily. I'm gonna FaceTime you.
By the end of the night, these guys are gonna be working for us.
Hi.
Well, we don't know where we're going right now.
North to Alaska.
Let me try to call you.
We are along for the ride.
Okay, gotta click on FaceTime.
And Martin's
FaceTime?
not happy. And I've just been chilling out playing my harmonica all day. Can't do anything about it.
Call Emily.
But yeah, if
Do you
you
need
pay
a phone
attention, you
number?
might notice that the ring that I got is no longer on my hand. It's no longer in plain sight.
On your toes. It's 385 450. Do you see Emily?
No.
0274.
I was hearing some kind of bubbling.
It's not letting me. Apparently you have to have it on your contacts.
Type in Emily.
FaceTime. But then it gets rid of the sound.
For a minute.
What do you want to watch?
Hail Vexlar.
Hail Vexlar!
Did she just say Hail Vexlar back?
Well, Vexlar, well, I certainly, if you decided to run for mayor, I would certainly support your campaign.
She's on here, but it cuts out my audio.
Sorry, hold on, guys. I need to know what
Why didn't we want to do it on the phone again? Because you guys are using the phones?
She can only hear me.
Oh, Daddy, she wants to talk to you.
Hi, baby. Love you. Be good for Mama, okay? Yeah. Alright. Well, I hit record, so let's get started. Love you, baby.
Okay. You guys get started. I'm gonna deal with Urza real quick, okay?
Alrighty.
What movie do you want to watch? You need to watch a movie while I do.
Alright, you guys find yourselves trapped in a wagon. The slavers have driven through the day, passing into foothills beyond the mountains and beyond the giant oak tree. You've passed herds of dinosaurs, triceratops, plesiosaurs. No, those are water dinosaurs. Different dinosaurs that have other names that walk on the ground. And you guys part for the night, and the three scrungy-looking men built a bonfire and are just kind of hanging out for the night. And they've rebuffed all attempts to speak with you until one of them comes up to you as if to start a conversation. Let's see.
I decided to help.
Well, I mean, they parked for the night, so.
Yeah, he's just still going though.
Horse just runs
It's
off.
with his hands now.
Plus, technically, it's being carried by axe beaks, so.
Oh, okay. Well, it's not really a
I
horse.
guess they sound like horses. I don't know.
On the clearly well-paved roads that we have out here.
Okay, here we are. So comes up to you, and he's standing like 5 feet away from the bars, just in case you guys try to stab him or something like that. And he's just kind of looking at you guys as if appraising, what's within his wagon. He kind of circles around a
Human,
little
you
bit.
said, right?
Yes, human.
He looks delicious.
She didn't.
So he continues his appraisal of you guys, but when he gets around to Sorrel, who's kind of like hiding in the back, a look of recognition crosses his face. He says, "Wait a moment. I know you. You're Sorrel the Squanderer."
Dun, dun, dun.
I'm going to turn and look at Sorrel as he says that, calls him that.
I will make a note. Sorrel the Squanderer. Well, that is interesting.
And then I ask Sorrel, you know
To
these
be
guys?
such a squanderer as to have it as your nickname. Like, that would put you above the regular type of squanderers. Like, a little squanderer, no one really calls you the squanderer, but it's like a huge amount of squandering.
Sorrel looks like super embarrassed and a little upset at the name, and he says, "It's not Sorrel the Squanderer, it's Sorrel the Conjurer." He's like, "Either way, that's what they all call you. I saw you in Anvillion practicing your squandering magic."
Oh, well, now it's just insulting to his intelligence.
No, I mean, it kind of tracks.
Is it really a squander, though? Like, every use of his magic up to this point has led to increasingly interesting encounters. I don't consider it a squander at all.
Well, it is either way unfortunate because he presents a problem.
What's that?
You see, he is a citizen of Nordstrom, which means that we cannot sell him legally.
We're all citizens of Nordstrom.
He kicks back his head and laughs. You're funny.
What makes you think I'm not?
He looks at you up and down. Sorry, what do you remember what you look like again?
Oh, I am a pretty boy because I keep myself very clean with my prestidigitation. I have a nice hat with a big white feather and a long coat. It's blue and light tan.
I can tell you aren't from these parts for several reasons. First off, nobody ever comes and goes from the Hadwin jungle. Second off, you guys don't really look like people from either Nordstrom or Anvillion.
Okay.
Third off, tell me one bit of history about Anvillion.
Well, now I have to remember his name. I know his name. Ragnar recently died, and we came out looking for his brother as he charged to do, and we've actually found his remains. He's dead.
Wrong, because that's Nordstrom's history.
Jesus.
I'm actually from the Shadow Marches, which is actually considered to be part of Breland. But during the last...
Wait a second.
Yes.
You're from Breland?
Well, kind of. Yes.
You should not
Technically,
encourage him.
the Shadow Marches. But the Shadow Droam, or the area known as Droam, and the Shadow Marches is actually considered part of Breland as far as the Treaty of Thronehold at the end of the last war. Because both Droam and the Shadow Marches are not considered independent nations as far as the treaty is concerned, but Breland in and of itself, and the King of Breland, at least the current King of Breland,
He closes his eyes and he starts to like lay down on the
Yes,
ground.
and I will continue.
Real quick, do you actually know the places he's talking about?
Oh, I have no idea.
Okay, neither do we.
It's actually
You made a good point, and all right, you got me fair and square. What brings you guys out here if nobody comes out here?
Ah, yes. Well, I am but a humble merchant, as you can see.
And a good one, I'm assuming, by the equipment you carry.
Yes, and we was looking for goods when we happened upon you, and figured we'd show you an act of kindness.
And we greatly appreciate it. You must be really great hunters to be braving wild lands filled with giant beasts.
Ah, yes, it is a risky business indeed. He kind of looks in the distance longingly, as if remembering something.
How much are you going to sell each of us for?
Ah, straight to the point, helmeted man. You see, each one of you is worth 1,000 gold pieces. That is the price of a life.
Only 1,000? That's insulting.
well, I'm actually insulted on the fact that we are all considered 1,000 each. I'm absolutely certain that if given proper nuance, some of us would be above that or lower to that. Like, for example,
It averages out. For example, that squid-looking one, I don't know if I'll be able to get very much. Perhaps from the right buyer, I might be able to actually get more, considering the extremeness of its face.
It's actually fairly trainable. You'd be surprised.
Oh, well, that's good. That will help sell.
well, if we're talking, like, since we're living in a nation, are we talking about slavery, or are we just talking about goods or indenture? Indentitude?
I don't like the term slavery, per se.
Indentured
Me
service?
neither.
There is a term that they use. Let me see if I can find it real quick. No, we're calling it slavery because I can't find it. Yeah, slavery! We deal with slavery.
Okay, so that's fine. Did you know that during the nation of Galifar,
So
slavery
you said
was
that there was something troubling your mind about the situation. How can we help you figure that out?
Yes, I cannot legally sell that one.
Well, we're with him. That part is true.
Yes.
That's no lie.
So,
In fact, he's actually responsible for us being here, his squandering, as you referred to it.
yes. So he squandered you here, is that right?
That's the gist
Does
of it.
prestidigitation work inside the cage?
So
Or no magic inside the cage, or it cannot pass outside the cage?
it's
that's a good
supposed to be a
question.
magic dampening field, essentially.
Okay, so no magic inside the cage.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Yes, this cage was very expensive. I had to trade very carefully for it.
1, 2,
No, it's an impressive piece of equipment.
6,
That lock didn't even budge.
6.
Yes,
This is a beefy dude here.
I usually have to carry these ugly natives in it, but you guys I think will be worth a little bit more than they don't last very long.
How do you intend to release us?
I don't.
Well, I think he means like when you sell your slaves. What are we looking at? What are you selling us to?
Yes, the highest bidder, of course.
Moment the highest bidder opens the cage, he'll slit his throat.
I will make sure to get payment before you get out of the cage.
Wise.
That is actually pretty smart. And also considering they have the power to create a dampening field on the cage level, I would assume that they may have
If you
adapting
release
fields.
us now, I will not hunt you down and kill you.
Well, how about this? If you have 1,000 gold pieces, I will let you free yourself.
Just to make it clear, I don't want to be associated with the people that are threatening you in this group. I understand your position.
Everyone
You
give
gotta
me your
make a
gold.
living. What?
I said everyone give me your gold.
What gold do I have?
No.
I need 1,000.
Grill, you might enemy us, right?
He's gonna need some liquid for this.
If I had 1,000 gold, do you think I would be wandering the wilderness? Come on.
10 gold. There you go.
I need 200 and... Sorry, I need 749 more.
Yes, I'm level 2.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Do you see the equipment I'm working with? Besides my clothing, and I did put a lot of money into my clothing. That's not a very good argument, is it? I really don't have that much money.
Well, I for one am very interested to see the next town, and currently ride in the lap of luxury.
What
as
do
far as
people usually do with the slaves you sell? You said they don't last very long.
Oh, no, I was referring to the Warrook. They don't really
the whistlers.
speak English, and they tend to be worked fairly hard in the mines. And
I need to use the bathroom.
yes, Grimble, bring the bathroom to the slaves. And one of the ugly looking men who's sitting by the fire, he's like, and he goes and digs around in his packs and he pulls out this chamber pot and he brings it over to you and slides it between the bars.
Chamber pot slides between the bars.
Yeah, it's kind of like more like a chamber like square.
I'm gonna grab it.
Okay. Oh boy.
Yes, please.
I'm gonna have to get a stats real quick now about you guys.
I would give him bandit stats.
You know, it's funny because that's what I wrote down.
Nice.
Bandage stats.
Oh my boys. Let's see here. Where is bandits in here?
Do you mind if I make an Arcana check on that?
Sure.
On that chamber pot? Yes, 24. I assume it is not enchanted in any way.
It is not enchanted.
Alright, now that's just not hygienic.
It is not
Did
hygienic.
you think that it would be?
Well, yes!
There we are.
Given the circumstances that we find ourselves in.
So
You know, during the last war, most emergency bathroom
Trying to
situations
think how I would-
was enchanted
play
with
this.
a prestidigitation spell built in that upon the deposit of unhygienic goods, it would immediately just clean itself.
Roll a. I'm gonna just say roll a
You do
straight
recall that
dexterity.
we're
See if
not
you can't
in
get
the
to him
same
before he pulls
world
away.
that you are.
16.
Yes, but I am going
I
on
need
the
a dice.
understanding that if given a
Here,
world
come on, let's
world
not use
it
with
first.
with the magical power, which you, not from my world, have
you
similar
do, yes.
magical abilities, that I would assume that those magical abilities would be put to similar
Okay.
uses.
Yeah. You
Never
you are
encountered
able
an
to
enchanted
surprise him
porta potty.
and
Yes.
grab hold of his hand.
Which is actually a shame for you.
If you want to do something, with
genius
it,
idea.
so
It
you can roll a
is.
contested strength check.
The people of Ondare,
So you can declare
actually,
what you want to do with
before
him
you
now that you
go
grabbed
into
him.
Alright, I gotta hear what's going on.
Okay, so I've got a hold of his hand. I want to yank him so I have his whole arm into the...
Okay.
So he's up against the bars like this.
Okay. Roll a strength check on that.
15.
Okay, yeah, you are able to pull his whole arm through the cage.
Okay, I'd like to grab his throat.
Okay.
Sir, I think his price went up to 1,100 at least.
Gribble's or excuse me, the man who seems to be in charge is just kind of watching this whole interaction go down.
Do you have him pinned up against the bars?
I've got his arm up through the bars. It would
Okay.
help if you guys grabbed his arm. I'm
I'm
sure.
gonna
Yeah.
pull out my rapier and stab him.
Okay, make an attack on that.
I was gonna say let's go for threat. first.
Puppy is just standing white like, oh.
I
this
don't
is
know the rules super well, but is he like, does it do anything, the fact that he's just got him held there?
He's restrained at the moment. Well,
So advantage?
So-
grappled at the moment.
Yeah,
If you wait long enough here on a double grapple, then he becomes restrained, and then you get advantage on attack towards
yeah.
him.
So I'm gonna have him make one more strength check to start like choking him, and that'll also be the grappled check.
Can I run up and help grab him?
Yeah, you can give him an advantage on it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be waiting till it's like I can strike him and not my friends.
Not yet.
We're working on it.
I'm very interested where this is going to go, Krishna.
I would love to let this
Okay,
guy
well, he
watch
rolled
as
a
we
one.
feed his friend to the
Okay.
Okay. Sorry. At this point, he's gonna try something his friend is.
So I pulled him in, and now I have my arm around his neck, out of the cage.
Yes, and he is starting to turn blue. Let's see.
Oh well, okay.
Can we like call out, like
Oh.
release us, or your man dies?
Yeah, you could say that.
I'm not waiting for that. I'm just going for the kill with this guy. I'm playing nice, but I'm not actually happy about the
We're dealing with
situation
people who believe that the human that sentient life is a commodity, and so therefore they would probably be willing to trade it, but not for like money, because having a net loss of 8,000 versus the loss of 1,000, therefore the math doesn't work, and so they obviously. But I'm interested to see where this goes.
That's okay. I'm just waiting for the DM to give me the go ahead, and I'm
This is just puffy white clouds in the corner with Krishna like, oh, this is interesting.
Yeah, I gotta roll for this.
Unlock the cage, and I'll release your man.
So the one who's in charge, he holds out his hand and he casts sleep. So.
Ooh, I go to sleep probably instantly.
Yeah, so.
But does the dampening field affect the sleep?
It doesn't affect it from the outside.
Nice.
So
I'll be the first to go down because I have the lowest hit points.
it's
Yeah, well,
Is it an area
at
of
first
effect?
level it's 5d8. If he's casting it at a higher level, it's
he's
1 more d8.
he's only casting it at first level, which he got 31. So we're gonna subtract everyone's HP to see if.
And the lowest goes first. Me. Oh.
So how much HP do you have? We gotta
10.
keep track of this.
We're counting Sorrel and Howard.
Yes.
And are we counting a rogue?
I'm gonna say.
The cardboard cutout is bent and left out.
Yeah.
Maybe
You
you'll
lost
come
her.
back.
You lost her somewhere during the chase with all the giant animals.
Perfect. She died, she's gone. I wanted her tools!
Okay, you said 10.
We didn't even get to loot the corpse.
You're asleep.
Which, actually, that was a great situation to make that happen.
Who has
Yeah.
the next lowest HP?
He's got 13.
Yeah, 13.
Anybody lower?
I've got 19.
Okay, so you go. You're asleep second, so that's a total of 23.
We said Howard and Sorrel are...
Yeah, their HP isn't very high, so I'm just gonna give them just a little bit. What is
So
their
probably enough to knock Sorrel, Howard, myself, and him out.
HP? Yeah, hold on, let me check. It might be enough to just get them.
higher than me?
23.
Because your
Even
standard
I
peasant
don't know about Vex.
has anywhere between
I mean, I'm not
think they said
amazing, but I'm
4
not
to
like-
9 hit points.
No, I've got
Sorrel, so Sorrel and Howard go down.
Oh, actually, it won't work on me. I just realized that.
Why?
Because I'm half elf.
Oh,
And
you can't go to sleep.
How does that work, though, if I would be the target or effect of it was just skip me and go to the next person?
that's a good question.
Well, it depends on your features. Go to your features and traits.
I'm gonna say that Vexlar,
I don't recall ever saying how that would
Drops.
affect other
Racial
people.
because I'm not sure what her HP is, but it's not very high.
Right there. Fantress, saves Rosie and Swing Charms.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'll
I
just
can't put you to sleep. Yeah, but it doesn't say what it
I'll just say that you go down next and that everyone else remains standing.
Okay, I see them go down. Can I make that stab now?
Sure.
Okay. Advantage?
Yeah, he's restrained.
Yeah.
Ooh, nat 20.
The other
Okay.
one was a 4.
Do your worst.
Did he just say that?
No.
Okay.
Can I not use 5th edition without internet, Cody?
What?
D8 plus 3.
Can I not use fifth edition without internet?
I don't know.
How do you guys? What's your guys' rules on the? What is the?
Oh, you rolled a. Oh.
Not a crit.
Yeah. Yeah. It's.
I think we're just using rules as written, which is double damage dice.
Cody, my HP is 10.
Okay. Yeah. You're asleep
Oh,
now.
that's disappointing. That is a really poor critical.
How do you do your crit score?
Well, in my games, I do max damage plus a roll of the dice.
I like that. Let's do that instead.
Okay. So does the max damage include your modifiers or just okay? So
Including your modifiers, and then just a roll of the die, not including your modifiers.
okay. So it would be 8, 9, 10, 11, a whopping 12.
Okay. Let's see what that does to him. Oh yeah. So, where did you stab him?
How did you have him restrained? You had him around the neck.
So I pulled in his arm. I'm picturing his left arm in.
Yeah.
And then I reached out with my left arm and I have him.
So his torso would be very exposed.
Yeah.
And I just went straight for the torso, big target.
Yeah. I mean, it's
So
a. Yeah, you literally just skewer this man, and he goes, and blood starts frothing out of his face.
Good.
I'll heal him if you open the door.
He looks at you and is like, less money to share.
I like you, and I'm gonna stab him again.
He's already dead.
Oh, okay.
He
Well,
quit breathing.
I wouldn't stab you.
This guy, the guy who's dead, does he have keys on him?
He does not.
What does he have on him that we can read?
If you can, like, finagle him and start taking off his clothes. He has, like, a couple of pieces of silver, a picture of his family. I'm just kidding. He doesn't
His
have
kids.
I wrote his backstory.
A love
that,
letter
that he
that
did
his
not-
wife wrote for him in his lunch.
No, he doesn't have anything like that. Just a couple pieces of silver. I'll say that he has like a coupon for like a brothel located in Anvillion. Apart from that, just some lint and not much.
Okay. We need to chop off his head so that the elephant has something to eat.
Will his head fit through the bars?
I'm gonna say that with a lot of work, it can.
I'm so glad I'm asleep for this one.
You know what? His head doesn't have to fit through the bars.
Just her mouth.
Yeah, just her mouth.
Well, yeah, but she's unconscious at the moment, so you'll have to hold on.
Congratulations,
Can I actually
Vexlar. Dinner is
Oh, yeah,
served.
Just tie his hair around the bar.
I guess, yeah, I'll try and wake her up.
I forget.
Him up.
Sleep spell, you can just wake someone up.
Yeah, it's an action to wake him
Yeah,
up.
so Vexlar, you are kind of like slapped awake,
Vexlar, we have a human brain for you.
Give it to me!
I'm
I am hungry!
She hasn't eaten in a while, so she is very hungry.
gonna look at this guy and be like, you're gonna enjoy this.
He's
Question.
very interesting.
So, I've got burning hands. If I reach my hands outside of the cage, can I cast it?
I'm gonna say no, because magic comes from your heart and brain.
How with the cage that we are in, how easy would it be to throw something out of the cage?
Yeah, you can throw
I've got
some
a-
stuff.
Yeah, do we have ranged weapons?
Yes, I do.
Is he just standing within range? Like,
Yeah, he's just
Yeah.
standing there.
I'm
So-
taking the dagger from Howard.
Yeah.
Dagger.
Do we have an initiative order, or
Whoever, yeah.
I
if you
wanted
guys
to use my
want.
crossbow at the leader.
Okay.
Okay. Well, that sucks. Nat 1.
Time to use the chart here. I made this specifically for the circumstance.
Oh, good grief.
Wait, why is there no
D6s. Suddenly I'm going to wake up.
I demand new dice.
I mean, there's no D6s.
Cordell, do you mind handing me one of those ones over there?
Don't you need a D8?
No. Oh, yeah, it is D8. But I need D6s anyway, so. This is D8.
There,
And-
this dice, don't ask me.
Okay. There we go. 8.
I don't know why she uses tiny dice.
Oh, I'm gonna.
They're adorable.
We found 2 silver pieces. You helped. You definitely made that kill possible. I'm gonna give you one of them.
Thanks. I've killed for less.
Roll a
never
D4
killed a
for me.
Human before.
Andy, roll a D4 for me.
It was oddly satisfying.
A 3.
Yeah, so you go to shoot it, but the mechanism like catches on the bar, and it flings out of your hand. What did you roll? A 3?
Yeah.
15 feet. It lands away from the.
So I no longer have a crossbow?
No, yeah.
That
It
made
flew
it out of the cave.
Wait, just the arrow or
No,
full
no,
crossbow?
No, it's one of those things I like. I was sure it couldn't fit, but it hit it at just the right angle.
Right.
It's just like, whoa!
The thing just whacked so hard. It was
You were
just
just,
like,
you know,
it
you were
was just
trying
like.
to go fast. You're like, this is the opportunity. He's distracted. And you were like.
It's like when you're moving a couch and you're just like, it won't fit through the door. How did it get in here?
The man goes and just picks it up, kind of levels it at you guys, and is just watching as. Vexelar, are you eating the brain?
Of course he is. Of course he is.
Okay. You
Already
need,
done.
you need to roll to see what kind of stuff you can glimpse from his mind.
She's driving. I'll roll for her.
Here, I'll have Cordell roll for you real quick, okay?
Who can see me, by the way?
Nobody.
Okay.
Here, I'll pull up the ability real quick that she has. Right, Aiden, check on Raylan, make sure that she's cleaned her room, please.
Okay.
Tell her that she can play. Tell her that she can play.
Okay.
Is she in trouble?
I told her she needed to clean her room before she can play, but I don't know. Let's see. Devour brain. All right, 1 through 20. So roll d20.
15.
Okay. You learn one piece of useful information. What useful stuff does this idiot have?
Useful.
It is.
Doesn't say it has to be information that we don't already know.
Yeah, but I want to make it useful. Is there anything you want to particularly learn from this man?
Who has the keys?
For the record, I think it's hilarious that he said this guy had a coupon for a waffle and a because I had this whole hilarious thing specifically about if we get to a place of civilization and need information.
There you go.
And I literally was
There
thinking
you
like,
go.
it was like this whole idea of like, we need to find a brothel.
All right, this is
And then I was like,
all right. I've got it. This is the
You ever
useful
wanna be the
piece
guy
of
to go to a
information.
brothel and say, I have a key.
These men. All right, so the useful piece of information is
No, it just
that
makes
these
sense.
men
And that's
have
the
a
joke,
bounty
is I don't
on
want
their
to go to a
head.
brothel for any other reason than it's
And
a
not
good
just
place to
any
find
bounty.
information.
They are wanted by the ECL, the Equal Contractors League.
Do they need to be alive?
The evil
No,
contract.
no, excuse me, Equal
Equal.
Contractors League.
Equal.
I was like, that's a bit on the
The
nose.
Evil Contractors League.
The evil contract.
It's a good name. I might use that one.
The subtitle Henchmen's are Henchmen are us.
But digging further within the brain, you learn that the reason that they have become slavers is because they needed cash fast, and this was the best way to do it. So that's why they're here.
So do they need to be alive?
What?
Do they need to be alive?
The slaves, I imagine.
Yeah, I mean the slaves need to be alive in order for them to sell them.
No, the slaver is for the bounty.
Men who have a bounty on their head.
Do they have to be alive
Oh.
to
Alive or dead?
receive the bounty?
Dead or alive?
In order to receive the bounty, you have to be a member of the Equal Contractors League. Although you don't really know that yet.
She gleaned it.
I'll say you gleaned that from the memory, and then that's all you get.
Can I eat the other brain too? Is the other one dead?
No, he's not
We're
dead.
still in the cage. We just got this guy.
I misunderstood. I can only hear half of what's going on.
Yeah. So we're still in the cage. We just Martin grabbed this guy when he came up to the edge of the cage.
And now he's dead, and you've eaten his brain.
Okay.
How many slavers are there? 2?
Now there's 2.
And that's exactly what I was thinking about. Like, there's not that many of them. We can make this.
Where's the chamber pot?
You still have it.
I'm gonna kick it out.
Okay.
Are you gonna kick it at them?
No, just on the ground.
Okay.
I'm gonna look at the leader and say, I dropped it.
Well, that's really unfortunate if you still need to go.
Could you hand it back to me?
Tempting. But I don't think so. You've lost your party privileges.
Okay. I'm gonna take my shield off.
There's a corner. Go crack the nut.
I've got my warhammer with both hands. I'm just gonna go and start banging on the door.
Okay. It makes repeatedly really loud noises.
I imagine it
roll on.
wakes me up.
I'm curious.
Like, oh.
Also, you can make like 3 attacks in quick succession.
Okay.
Guidance.
20.
Not guidance.
Yeah.
It wouldn't work.
watching
too much
it wouldn't work anyway.
Bardic inspiration.
23, 21, and 20.
I'll say that you're not able to break it, but the goo from the repeated pounding of your hammer is starting to cause the lock to be a little bit goobered up.
Okay.
But it's definitely far from breaking.
It's 27 magical bludgeoning damage.
Yeah, no, it's still good. It's magically enhanced metal. This was a very expensive carriage. It originally wasn't designed for slaves, by the way.
Magical bludgeoning damage?
Yeah, I'm using the warhammer we picked up from the ape.
Oh, I thought you specifically
Oh,
said
yeah,
that
he said that
didn't
it's
count
not
as
magical damage. It's just resistant to rust, but doesn't count as magical damage.
Is that what I said?
That's what you said. Yeah, you can change it if you want.
Yeah, you're the DM.
You know what? I am going to change it. It does deal magical damage, but there's no bonuses.
That's fair. You could have one too.
Well, I'm up for a good night's sleep.
Yeah.
I imagine the slave market is actually very interesting.
Can we see the animals that have been pulling the cart?
Yeah, he basically let them go. They're just off grazing.
How far away are they?
I'd say like 50 to 100 feet. Thereabouts.
I don't think I can put that far. If we can disable the cart, what's he gonna do?
They just abandon us to die in the cage.
He
Possibly.
could. That's a very valuable cage.
Or he
He
could
told us himself
hire
he spent
people.
a lot of money.
He could hire people because, like, we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 people. We are worth 8,000 gold pieces.
Sure, but he is in the middle
And
of
so-
nowhere.
Now, how far away are we to the next to
You can
Wolfenheim?
actually see beyond the rolling hills. There is a glowing blue dome in the
See?
distance.
And he stopped for the night when we were that close.
Well, I mean, it's still pretty far away,
Oh,
but
okay.
you can see it.
Yes, it's not like a car.
Many miles away.
So, like, he could go to town, hire a bunch of people for 50 gold a pop, and then bring a small army and just bring us in.
Does anyone have anything on them that I can try and use as a pick? Out of curiosity, what effect does the magic dampening field have on the sword?
I'll
Is it
just
still tiny for him?
I'll just say that it's still tiny.
I was to ask Martin to hand it to me when the guy wasn't looking, does it still grow larger when it's handed off? Martin, would you let me see your sword when he's not looking?
Sure.
I'll say so. Might as well. So the way I wrote it is that no magic is supposed to happen within the field, essentially.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll say that.
That it stays tiny. Can I try and use it to pick the lock?
Yeah, you can try.
Okay, I'm gonna attempt to pick the lock. Has anyone got any? Wait, no. Bardic Inspiration is not necessarily a magic. It's not a spell.
Yeah, no, it's not.
But I don't know that what I was gonna ask for you guys to do would. I think things like bless are spells and stuff.
You can't inspire yourself.
I cannot inspire myself.
You can't?
That is not, at least at lower levels, that is not how Bardic Inspiration works. Yeah. It specifically says I cannot.
Okay.
Should have been an artificer.
Alright, well, I'm gonna go for this lockpick. Well, no, it's not gonna work.
You break the sword.
It's not that bad. It's just, I'm assuming that this is not a very easy lock, but let's see, just for, is lockpicking just sleight of hand?
Yes.
It is, that's not terrible, it's a 12.
Yeah, it seems to be a very robust lock, well designed.
He said as much.
Yeah. Doesn't quite spring open as you'd hoped.
Okay. I'm gonna hand the sword back to you, Martin, and say, yeah, it's just not quite the right tool for the job.
That's
I will say
really
you-
funny that you start picking your teeth with it.
Why?
Never. You'll find out someday.
I will tell you, don't let them see that, because right now, if they take all of our other weapons away, that will be very easy to hide.
Yeah, that's true.
I've also hidden my ring.
Okay.
Well, if the sword wasn't the right job, I've got a crowbar, a hammer, 3 wooden stakes, a flask of holy water, a set of manacles with blood on those, a steel mirror, a flask of oil, a tinderbox, and 3 torches.
So is he just sitting there watching us, or is he?
I'm gonna have him go back to the fire. He really only came over just to see like what his catch was worth.
Okay.
So he and the other man, you can kind of hear him talking a little bit. You learn the other man's name is Fife, and
Fife?
that his name is Gregor.
For the sake of role playing, since I rolled low, I'm just gonna assume that I don't understand this lock well enough, so I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'm just gonna keep trying.
Yes, Gregor, Fife, and Grimble. Grimble is the one
Grimble's
who's now dead.
Who has now been consumed.
Yeah, so that's a thing.
Can we see the wheels at all?
Yeah, I mean,
Or
they're
can
like
we reach them?
right there. You can try to reach them.
Martin, do you want to try and bang up the wheels?
So, the cage, it's bars above and on the sides, right?
Yeah.
What about the floor?
The floor is, I'm going to say that it's wooden.
It's wooden?
Yeah, I mean, there's floorboards made of wood.
Anyone have an axe?
I
Do we bring an axe with us?
I have a battle
Start
axe.
hacking!
I'm gonna try the floor with my battle axe.
Okay, you start chopping away. No rolls needed. The wood chips and splinters, and you're able to poke a hole. But as you do so, eventually you start to see that the metal bars actually do go underneath, and that there's just a wood inlay. You messed up their wagon though.
I say keep going.
No, there's splinters. We have to sleep here.
Do you not have stuff you could lay? I'm saying get rid of the wood.
No, that's why the wood is here, specifically for comfort.
I'm sorry, I just want to mess these guys up any way we can.
Like, we're talking about like 8,000 gold. If you really want to mess them up, well then.
I'm working on that. I haven't come
It's
up
okay,
with
it's okay. I'm gonna chop a hole. I'm gonna make it as even and splinter free as possible.
Okay.
How big are the gaps between the bars? Big enough to
Slightly
get
big
my arm
enough
through?
to fit a slightly squished skull.
Okay. Well, new latrine.
Good thought. Good
Perfect.
thought. Yeah, this is I don't like this. I can't use prestidigitation.
I'm sorry.
It's unhygienic.
I know.
See, why in the world, in this world or yours, it hasn't been established that there isn't a whole group of artificers and other magic people enchanting small boxes just for hygiene.
In my world, most people don't like slavery, and slavers I don't think care about their slaves that much.
Yeah, I know. Which is why it was outlawed by King Galifar approximately 1,000 years ago. But unfortunately, the goblins.
So,
Keep on.
Yeah, the slavers, they lay down and they start going to sleep.
are we still in a relatively dangerous area from what we've seen and gathered?
You do hear lowing in the distance, and every once in a while, an occasional T-Rex noise.
So, I'm not going to do this one without talking to you guys, because I'm not quite that stupid. If we were able to draw the attention of a predator, how bad of an idea would that be for us?
Absolutely terrible.
Okay.
You don't want to get locked in this cage with the person with the key dead.
That's a good point. I was imagining a scenario where like a beast comes and tries to.
Have you
hack us
ever had a
against the
dog
cage.
with a toy that has a bunch of holes in it and peanut butter in the middle?
What's no?
Well, a dog actually finds it
I know what a
entertaining.
dog is.
You mean a Santa dog?
Possibly even worse. But like like when you give a dog and you put a sweet treat in the middle, it will sit there and just gnaw on it till it can get the good bits out. And so like if you're talking about a large predator, like hunting human or humanoids, then we become kind of a chew toy.
Okay, I
With
have
a
one more
prize
idea.
in the middle.
Howard, can I see your pen? Is it?
He kind of looks at it like really possessively.
Don't give him his pen. Don't give him this pen. I think it's been long established his inability to make good choices.
Do you promise not to break my pen?
No,
No,
don't
I
do
can't
that.
promise
Don't
that.
promise.
But
Don't give him your
I'm
pen.
trying to make sure you don't get sold into slavery and possibly die.
You are
Howard,
obviously a writer, and so you would be an indoor slave.
I'm gonna put
And
my
so let's
hand
be
on my
honest, as
rapier.
far as the slavery hierarchy, it's pretty good.
Why do you want my pen?
I'm gonna put my hand on my rapier and I'm say, Howard, give me your pen.
Okay, you do okay.
I'm gonna try one more time with the lock with the pen. Different tool, it might work. Probably not. Much better. 22.
Was it? What was it? Was it a nat 20?
No, 17 plus 5.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you start getting it. You do hear like a couple of clicking sounds, but it isn't quite enough.
Okay, fair enough.
At least you didn't break the pen.
That's true. I didn't.
You do not break the pen.
Hand it back to Howard.
Howard is very
Unbroken.
grateful.
Thank you, Howard, for letting me try.
Thank you for returning it.
Cody, if you want music, Emily's on my phone now.
Oh, okay.
Am I on loudspeaker?
Yeah.
Shit, this isn't working either. Gosh damn it.
Well, I only called you. I didn't put you on FaceTime.
Okay, well that's the thing is I was listening to other people, like I can hear you fine, but for some reason it started like breaking up really bad on the video, but I can barely hear anybody in the background.
Eugene, say something.
Something.
Did you hear Eugene?
A little bit. I'll try and do my best, if not I'll just hang up.
Okay. What happened with the cart and the pen?
Yeah, he returned it. Howard was grateful that it wasn't broken. And there was a couple of clicks, like he was really close to opening it, but didn't quite manage it.
Yeah, that's all right.
All right. Well, I'm going to fast forward through the night, unless there's any other.
For the sake of role playing, we'll say we've tried pretty hard.
Okay. You guys kind of wake up, from your like huddled pile of where you were all sleeping. There's a tentacle like attached to his helmet that she has to like gingerly peel it off, and then Yeah, the slavers, they're already up, and they're readying the axe beaks, hitching it to the wagon, and
Even though we can't cast spells, did we get a long rest?
yeah, long rest for everybody. Wasn't a very good rest, but rest
Good
nonetheless.
enough. Not bad enough to cause exhaustion.
Yes. Anyone who needs to use the latrine can do so.
Our makeshift latrine.
But yeah, no, you guys start rolling off through the hills, and it's really rather nice. Like, you guys can kind of reach out and touch the tall grass, and it's a beautiful day. There's like blue skies and big fluffy clouds. Really quite nice.
Frankly, I find this better than walking.
Slight breeze.
Well, my original idea was to kind of buddy these guys, but a few members of the party made that not feasible very quickly. Because
Usually, the consuming of one spring is considered a violent.
Well, we killed the one guy.
Yeah, I killed him after you.
Which, by the way,
point.
they just left in there. They didn't even bother cleaning up. For those who are interested, it's like late spring weather. Yeah, so let's see what else happens. Oh, that is it for this encounter. To the next one.
Next time, we should, if we intend a more diplomatic approach, we should let the more violent members know ahead of time.
That does not include me.
Are you considered part of the violent group?
Not normally.
Oh. Well then,
I don't know.
If you feel the need to be, before an encounter, take stock of yourself. Perhaps a moment of meditation. I usually like breathing, kind of a box breathing, which is about 5 seconds in, hold for 5 seconds, 5 seconds out, hold with no air for 5 seconds, and then 5 seconds in again. And then take stock of yourself if you are feeling a part of the more violent end of the party or the more diplomatic part of the party.
Clouds, I see where you're going with that, but the problem is I feel like by the time I've done all of that, the need to act, the opportunity rather to act, may have passed us by.
Well, I have found that the moment that one needs to take a deep breath or a breathing exercise is actually the moment that you need it most. Though, when you think you can't do it, is the moment you should do it.
I will think of that.
Okay. So, you guys travel along, you pass through the foothills, and what you see as you kind of cross over the last hill is set before you on a grassy plain, and beyond, so set within the grassy plain is a large city spread out across about 3 square miles, and it's kind of odd. The shape of a city is in a perfect circle. So that is unusual. Apart from that, as you start to get closer, the architecture is very much Gothic, with tall, dark spires, gargoyles. The city streets are cobbled, and there's places where torches are hung out each night. A not particularly clean city as you guys start rolling through the streets. And there's various shops and establishments that you pass. There is one building in particular that is of note, which is a small, manor fortress, which you can only assume belongs to some sort of high lord or king. But yeah, you guys are rolled through the city.
Is it a diverse crowd racially? Or is it primarily one race among others?
So, as you look around, you realize that it's mostly human. However, there are groups of different races.
Oh.
You see Dragonborn, you see gnomes and Dwarvish, and...
Are slaves prominent?
As you're rolling through the streets, you do see several who you think are slaves doing menial work, removing manure, sweeping the streets.
How are they kept in check? Is there some sort of mark or some sort of jewelry that is used in order to identify them as slaves?
That's a good question. Let me see what I wrote down here. Hold on a second.
Because it is to be understood, as soon as we leave this cage, we are again a threat. So one would wonder, how do they maintain order or their subjugation of their slaves?
Here it is.
Possibly. But part of the reason why slavery doesn't usually catch on is usually magic is innate. And so you don't really enslave those people unless you have a dominant oppressing force. And it's kind of a one-to-one deal. And they're you've actually employed more people to enslave magically enhanced people. And so there usually some sort of artifact has to be used in order to maintain that kind of thing.
On that note, I would like to quietly remind everyone that even though they have a magically suppressing cage, because of that, in fact, they actually don't know which of us have magical abilities. They might be able to guess in a few cases. They're more obvious.
As far as you can tell, you don't see anything obvious.
Okay.
More importantly, can we get them in trouble for the fact that he, as he pointed out himself, that he has detained a citizen?
Well, that's why it's important for us to wait until we find what could be considered his bosses or his superiors.
I get the feeling that his bosses probably won't care. But there's got to be some kind of authority that would.
Are there guards?
You do see that there are several uniformed men, who are essentially patrolling the streets on occasion, wearing the colors of. Shoot. The banner has a. Hold on. I know this answer. I know it. I wrote it down.
The life of the DM.
Yes.
You know, what was originally a totally whimsical choice may actually play in our favor here.
Yes, it is. They are wearing essentially dark and off-white clothing, but a lot of them are wearing the regalia showing a dark wolf on a white background.
Okay. Sorrel, let them know that you have been properly imprisoned.
Improperly?
Improperly.
Properly or improperly.
Properly imprisoned, but improperly so.
Yes. So Sorrel, he kind of reaches out to the bar and he kind of waves and he says, "I would like to lodge a complaint." And they just kind of look at him. And,
As a citizen of Anvillion.
I'm not a citizen of Anvillion. No.
What are you a citizen of?
I'm a citizen of Nordstrom.
Okay, as a citizen of Nordstrom.
I'm a citizen of Nordstrom. They just kind of watch him as he passes. They don't intervene.
Not Howard.
Howard looks up. He's like,
Sorrel the Squanderer.
Conjurer.
Oh, and
This is Sorrel the Squanderer. That's the name.
Conjurer.
That's the name.
So with this, that kind of
I am not going to continue to promote this slander.
A couple of people actually chalk up at the mention when you yelled that out. And you start hearing, people whispering. It's like, oh, Sorrel the Squanderer. Let's go check it out. You actually start drawing a small crowd of just random. It's not people who. How to describe them? Essentially, hangers-on. Hobos and bums and people who don't really have anything good to be about. Start following the cart just to kind of see what's going to happen.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to whisper to everyone in the group that we're Sorrel's property. We're already owned by Sorrel.
I mean,
That's what
he
got
did
me.
bring us here.
See, now
It's
he's
not
part
real,
of the
and he knows
desert.
Sorrel knows you can kill him, and he respects the fact that you can kill him.
Well, eventually, the wagon comes to a stop. There's a set of not bleachers. What do you call it? Like a wooden stand that you just go on top of.
Pulpit? Podium?
Yeah, there's essentially just like a wooden
Precedent?
step where you climb up and you can walk around. It's like 20
Pedestal?
Yes, a pedestal or something like that. Yeah, we'll say that. And as you get there, you see that there are a bunch of other people already there. There's a lot of really just mean-looking men carrying whips. And there's a small crowd of people already there. A lot of them are in very fine and rich regalia. And a lot of them have their own guards with them. And it appears that there are other slavers there as well. Similarly, just kind of disgusting men. Even those who have finer clothing, they seem run down, as if the employment is caustic to humanity. But they're essentially bidding on slaves. As a matter of fact, as you watch, there is one particular man who there's how to describe him. He's essentially a really fat man wearing a top hat, and he has like a golden cane. He says, "I will offer 700 for this poor excuse for a man here." And the bidder is like, "Okay, going once, going twice. Sold to Mr. Coinbottom." And then he has a hit.
So better than Uncle Mooney Man.
Yes.
Does there appear to be any official law enforcement here that oversees this?
There are a couple of guards that are standing a little ways off, but from what you can tell, there is a lot of personal guards, and then the people who seem to be running the establishment, they all have whips and muscly figures. A lot of them don't have shirts on, and they just look like mean son of a guns.
Okay, Martin,
These guys.
Krishna, if you determine that a distraction is necessary, sneeze, and I will do something to make a distraction.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, we didn't hear what you were saying because he had value too.
I'm saying that if there is need of a distraction, sneeze, and I will make a distraction.
You can do that from inside the cage?
No, one of course assumes that outside of the cage, because as inside the cage, I am almost as useful as his helmet.
In a room like this, I'm gonna. It's like you brought up earlier. I'm gonna think that they are ready to deal with. Like it's if it comes to it, we can try that. Let's try the diplomatic approach first. I think we have a pretty good plan here.
Oh, okay.
So, Gregor is going to go up to the man who is doing the bidding, and they're going to have a short conversation.
Is Fife nearby?
Fife is nearby. He's just kind of watching you guys. But the man who is bidding, he kind of waves off to a couple of servants. What's going to happen is there's actually a couple of women who are going to come and not stand too close to the cart, but they're going to set up a couple of canvases, and they're going to start painting. Yes, as far as you can tell,
Yes,
they are making portraits of
Set
you.
myself up as a magic user.
I'm keeping my helmet on.
Okay.
My vanity.
Yes. Madam, well, I can't do it now. Imagine sparks or other small magical implements. But use your imagination, of course. As an artist, use your artistic license.
Okay. Yeah, so they start drawing depictions of you and doing their thing. It takes a couple of minutes. So they're actually really good at it. They actually show you the artwork, just in case you wanted to know. They're kind of prideful in it, but yeah, it looks really good.
I will pop it.
Yeah, small. So they take those. They give them. They take them away and stack them amongst a pile of other ones. And another servant kind of takes those and starts going off in a different direction.
Can I wave down one of the servants?
What?
Can I wave one of the servants? Are they willing to come over?
You can try.
Yeah, well, I'm just trying to get to them so we can talk to them.
Are you trying to grab one of the painting ladies or one of the people just kind of running around doing stuff?
One of the people who looks like they're running.
Okay, I'll say the one who was kind of like the clerk and is organizing the paperwork. You wave him down, and he's like, he gets a little closer, but he's still standing a ways away. I'd say like 20 feet.
And that's fine. I'm not. I'm trying to actually engage in like actual conversation, and I'll say, "Fine, sir. These slavers, good as they are at their jobs, have made a grievous mistake. This man right here, and I'm going to gesture towards Sorrel. This is, you may have heard of him, Sorrel, the Squanderer, Conjurer.
Ah, yes. I've heard of him.
He prefers to be known as Sorrel the Conjurer, but we know that we want to make sure that who he is known. Because he is a citizen of, and I will say the name of the country that really can't remember, Nordstrom. And we are already slaves. We are already his property.
Yes. We are quite well aware of Sorrel's status and his class. Rest assured, he will be released shortly. And if he wishes, he may file a grievance with the courts in regards to his wrongful imprisonment. As far as you guys, though, if he is able to offer up a writ of enslavement, then perhaps we'll believe your story. But Gregor here, and he points over at Gregor, who's just kind of standing in the distance talking with the bidder. He has filed the correct paperwork. You guys have been legally obtained, as far as we can tell. We will review the paperwork, of course, as we always do. But as far as we can tell, he legally has obtained you.
And I would imagine that would be the story that he would tell. And I understand your position. I just wanted to make sure you knew our fine lord's position.
Okay, well, if you can provide a writ of enslavement, then we will look into the matter. And then he kind of just goes and scurries off.
Okay.
So at this point, the bidder, he waves over at Fife, who brings the wagon around and actually parks it in front of the place where the slaves were being stood. And he says, ladies and gentlemen, we have a fine deal here. We have...
Oh, we're still in the cage?
Yeah.
Oh, we're being
He's
put
done.
on
Yeah,
the
yeah.
inside.
They don't want to let us out.
A fine deal. We have... Let's see, how many of you are there? 1, 2, 3,
8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay, yes. We have 8 well-bodied... Wait, does that include Sorrel?
Yes.
We have 7 able-bodied men and women here. Very strong-looking stock. As you can see, they've been well-fed and
The
well-maintained.
plural of women actually doesn't apply. There's only one.
Yes.
Yes.
Men, woman, and...
Bit of a sausage.
And
Squid.
things. Would be a fine purchase for anyone. We will even offer a group discount if you buy them all together. So, I will start the bidding at...
It's only proper in capitalism.
we'll start it at 7... We'll go with 6,000, actually. So we start the bidding, and...
6,000.
He just kind of looks at you. Do you actually contain and have 6,000 gold, sir?
I ring my money bag. It has 250 gold in it. Well, 260 now.
Sorrel, what are you worth?
If you have money, I advise you hold on to it so that you may pay off your writ of enslavement and thus be free. It'll probably only take a year or 2 at most.
Oh, well, then that actually puts us more at the indentured level.
So they start bidding on you. There's a skinny lady in the back. She raises her hand and says, 6,000. He says, 6,000 to the lady.
You misunderstand the ability of this one and his ability to murder, maim, and enforce protection money.
Oh, at this point, the man who was buying the earlier slave pipes up. He says, "Is what you say true? Are they experienced in murder?
Yes,
and
this
violence?
one murdered one of our own captors.
Clouds.
Is that so?
No,
Yes,
shut your mouth. I'm gonna murder you. And you.
this one also participates in murder and can be very entertaining.
If that is the case, I offer to buy them for 10,000 gold pieces." The bidder is like, "Oh, well, yes, certainly.
But you cannot just end it there. Look at the menagerie of people we have here. I myself have only seen a cat person like myself among you, and with me,
I'm going
and
to
with this person."
Going once, going twice. Sold to Mr. Coinbottom.
do any damage. I don't have that much strength.
Coinbottom on us.
Yes, Mr. Coinbottom.
I suggest we not try and fight our way out of such a big crowd.
At least we're going as a
the
group.
ideal, the chaos of the moment.
Alrighty.
Let us at least see what destiny is fated for, so that you await us.
Alright, so Joffrey, that's his first name, by the way. Mr. Coinbottom, he approaches with his fancy cane and top hat and a large girth. And he looks upon you and he says, "Well, I apologize that you find yourselves in this situation. I am not without empathy and understand that this may be uncomfortable for you. However, I do not wish for you to entertain any notion that you may escape me, at least not alive. However, I do offer you a chance to once again regain your freedom. As this man has been blabbering, if you truly are good at fighting and violence, I may have a task for you. That's by which you may regain your freedom, and not only that, but I will actually pay you if you succeed. I'm just going to tell you because you have no other choice. You see, I own a mine, a gold mine, in the southern foothills. However, the slaves that I sent in there to do the mining have disappeared. And everyone that I've sent in there to figure out what the heck is going on has also disappeared. And so, I want to send you in there. And if you are able to find out what happened and destroy whatever evil may be preventing me from recovering my gold, then I will offer all of you 300 gold pieces and send you on your way, and I shall destroy your writs of enslavement as if they never were.
Okay, that sounds like a fantastic deal, except for one caveat. What is to prevent citizens of your country from re-enslaving us?
Ah, yes. Well, once you are within the records, they will be checked against any future enslavement. The reason why I don't even understand that phrase. When your enslavement vouchers are destroyed, writs of enslavement, that's what it's called. They will record that you are no longer enslaved, and if anyone should press gang you in the future, the records will be checked.
Okay. We're not familiar with this land, so I had to make sure there was some kind of...
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, we are not barbarians here. We do function based off of the laws of this land, both upon the Baron, let's see, what's his name?
Sounds like just a very complicated hazing ritual for citizens of the US.
Let's see, I got his name. Ah, yes, Baron Voramus Bacchus. We follow his lead. And, again, of the High King, what's his name? King Dan.
Honestly, this sounds like the kind of thing I would do even if I wasn't a slave. I don't know about how you guys feel.
I would ask if you could
I
get
would
my
feel very much
crossbow
against it.
back.
Probably a different one.
Yes, you shall be aided with your weaponry. It will be returned before you enter the mine. I wouldn't want you to go in unarmed. I'm not that cruel.
I need a glaive.
Huh?
I need a glaive.
A glaive? I don't think I have any glaives.
What you could do is that since we have already been promised 300 gold, just as kind of a deposit of sorts, you could subtract that cost from his payment.
Would you allow us to shop and equip ourselves before we go into the mine?
I think that would be a terrible idea, so I will not.
Well, okay. To clarify, we can work through you. I think what he's suggesting is that we're willing to pay for our own equipment if we can get our hands on it. If you could help facilitate that.
Yes, I will provide you with basic weaponry should it be needed.
This may sound like a weird request, so I need to understand. It's just hear me out on this. I'm a man with certain talents, and one of those talents
No, you
is...
can't use your We're not even in the right city.
They may have
I'm
a
good
chain,
with
you never
blocks if I have the right tools, and it could be very useful on many an occasion, but I don't have a set with me currently. Now, I realize as a slave that sounds like an odd request to ask my slaver for a set of lockpicks. I don't know if that's the kind of thing that you use to keep slaves in check, or...
If you run into some sort of a locked door within the mine, you can come back out of the mine and request something along those lines. But I don't think that will be needed, so I will not give that to you now.
Okay,
Well,
just
what
wanted
if
to
we
ask.
can't back out of the mine?
Well, that would be on track for what has happened so far.
So, is my understanding that you will take us restrained to the mine and only let us into the mine?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just trying to understand what kind of... How not to get ourselves killed by you and yours.
Yes. Try not to escape. Try not to attack my men, and we will not enslave you. Oh, excuse me. I meant to say kill you and put your heads upon pikes.
Is Gregor one of your men?
No, he is a filthy slaver.
Deal.
Yeah,
I'm in.
No grudge against you. You're actually treating us very fairly. I mean, other than the fact that using slaves.
Quick query. If we were to not accept these terms, what would be our eventual job or employment?
Yes.
Fair question.
Here, can you look at it? Call it some of it.
He's very risk
Aren't you gonna go find
You are. Your character definitely is. I'm also. Hardware.
Let's see, what would he do with you guys?
Always poking at the lore.
Okay. Yes. I would probably have you break rocks all day.
Okay,
With
that's
hammers.
it. That's all I need to know. Let's go.
Wait, what?
To the mine?
Yes.
Okay.
Menial breakneck tasks. Something I've actually striven my entire life to avoid.
Yes. Well, let us be off then. Time is a wasting and time is money, as they say. He twirls his little mustache. So yeah, he and several of the bare-chested, muscly men with their whips accompanying him start out away from the town, and you guys go south.
With Gregor's wagon?
Yeah. So Gregor is he's kind of following behind to make sure he gets his wagon.
Okay.
So Gregor's gonna die as soon as he comes out. Exterminate! That's it. That's all I wanted.
Okay. So yeah, you guys get to the mine, which I shall pull that up. Let's see here. We do not need this ambulance anymore. You guys are headed to the mine.
All right.
That's kind of loud. Yes, a proper dungeon. This doesn't mean all that property, I'm quite honest with you. Alright, here we go. You guys were
Insults you
enslaved.
as soon as you go in.
Uncultured.
It's just a giant digitized
You walk
blob.
in and impressed upon your mind is a thorough layout of the whole mine.
Actually, it's very profane, and so therefore digitized. Very pixelated. There's all sorts of graffiti everywhere.
Off. She's not here.
I just got like a very. I was watching the characters move, and then the background behind them just started changing, and it gave me a weird
Vertigo.
Yeah.
Okay.
I get the same thing like when I make my car and
I'm
like
gonna put all my
currency
weapons
starts
away.
moving and like what
Just
no?
hold my shield patiently by the door.
Okay. Yeah, so they get to the mine and they actually back the wagon up to the back entrance of the cave. And what's going to happen is Gregor, knowing that you are quite capable of violence, he's going to actually hand one of the keys, sorry, not one of the keys, the V key, which he keeps upon his person, over to one of the bare-chested men with whips, who
I'll open it.
they look at you, and one stands on each side of the cart. Gregor is actually going to go and go to the front of the line of axe beaks, ready to go as soon as you guys get out. Yeah, that's one of the slavers goes and unlocks the cart.
They unlock it for us.
Your first one out.
Okay, I'd like to go kill Gregor.
You're gonna have to make it through one of the taskmasters, is what they're called, because they're standing one of them on each side of the cart.
I would like to politely inform him. That is not your man. I would like to kill him.
This muscly man who kind of looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger with a whip kind of looks you up and down. You feel kind of a kinship, with muscly men, He looks you up and down and he says, "Slave, I advise that you bide your time. Trust me, I know about revenge. I am not much when it comes to morals myself. However, if you make trouble now, you will lose your chance at freedom. But if you bide your time, you can kill this other man whenever you like, and in whatever manner you like. This I recommend." Alright, so yeah, you guys are in the mine. Okay. One of the taskmasters is going to go with you.
Okay.
The other one stands guard at the mine entrance.
What's your name?
Let's see.
Does he look like me?
A little bit. His name is Doug.
Doug?
Yes.
Okay, that's Doug.
Is your employer an honest man?
Honest in that he is always talking the truth as long as there's money involved.
So he will set us free if we accomplish this task.
Ah, yes. He did offer money, yes.
Yes.
Yes, he was being honest about it.
Okay.
Have you heard of Eberron?
Don't like this one. This one.
Keep going.
It looks like I'm unarmed, but I'm actually holding.
Find one person who's
big
rolled
sword.
who knows about Everon. Some wizard or someone who can
So
see
you say you
it.
want to go this way?
Let's go this way first.
Into the room.
Okay. You enter the doors to this room and find within several planks of wood. There is some foodstuffs within a crate. Basic materials for running an efficient mine.
Sparks.
Some trowels. A couple of
Just wanna
shovels.
make sure it worked.
How lit is fair?
Yeah, there are torches throughout. I'm going to say that they are magical torches because this is a rich man's mine. Each has a small piece of amethyst sticking out of the bottom of the torch, which empowers them.
Are we able to grab them off the wall?
Yeah, you can grab a torch.
Are there enough that we don't even really need to carry them?
Not here. In other parts of the mine, it may get darker.
Okay,
I
so
can't
short
see
sword.
in the dark. I just think it's cool.
Yeah, I'll grab one too.
Do any of you have a short sword?
I don't want. I would prefer to have a short sword. This is flashier. I didn't anticipate finding myself in need of actually killing anyone. I actually want two short swords.
I have a stick.
No, that's
Doug speaks up and he says, I do remember Mr. Coinbottom offering weaponry. Do you find yourself in need of a sword?
a short sword, please.
Stay here. I will fetch you something.
Two.
Two of them. He goes out.
3 total.
Oh,
In case
3.
you weren't keeping track.
Crossbow for me.
Oh yes, and your crossbow. Forgot to return that. Let me grab that. He goes out. And, a couple minutes later, he returns with.
I'm going to
couple
use
of
those
short
couple of
swords.
minutes. I'm going to take one of these wooden planks, and I'm going to chop it so it's narrower, and try to smooth it so it's.
Indeed.
I'm going to try to make a glaive.
In a few minutes.
Attach a short sword to the end.
Okay. All right. Make a survival check on that. We'll see how it holds up.
Yeah, I'm just watching like, whoa.
I could use some help with this, Vance.
Yes, I'd be happy to help. I was trying to
Yes!
think of how to help.
This seems like a brilliant
I'm
idea.
just watching him.
Oh, you
butcher
want
this
me
piece
to
of wood.
inspire to guess? Absolutely, bardic inspiration. That's not the kind of help I was thinking, but that works.
Guidance.
But I don't actually have guidance.
It's bardic inspiration.
Oh,
That was a misspeak.
Who has guidance?
Not me.
No one?
The cleric might.
Is there a way that I can assist you?
Sing me a song about carving weapons. That's what you do, isn't it?
I don't have one about carving weapons specifically, but I have many about tales of using weapons.
Polishing wood, perhaps?
Okay.
You polish the wood, you stroke it up and down with the knife.
Sorry, the coupons it has set the tone.
When it is finished, you
I need to
can
know
stick
that.
it into
I should
somebody.
write that I have that.
Alright.
20.
Excellent. It looks really ugly, but functionally, it will function as a glaive for a while.
Excellent. I'm going to equip that. He comes back with the weapons.
Yeah, he hands all of you a short sword, he hands you his crossbow.
Were we all supposed to level up?
Not yet.
No, we're still level 2.
Okay, I will put my shield away and carry my new glaive.
Homemade glaives.
So it's really rough, and I am using. Let's see.
Use thorn whip.
I'm just trying to think how am I affixing the short sword to the end of the pole.
What you could do, where like you split it and shove the handle in it.
And then lash it tight.
Lash it tight.
That's what I'm doing.
Okay. Looks really ugly, but it works. It's functional. So yes, you guys are all just kind of standing around in the room. The taskmaster kind of looks at you guys uncomfortably.
All right. Well, let us carry on then. Do you happen to know how far do you go, Doug?
I've actually only been in this mine like once.
No, how far do you go? You know, how far will you accompany us?
Oh, all the way. I'm here for the money.
Oh, you're getting paid to do this.
Oh yes. I wouldn't be doing this without being paid. Nobody's come out from this mine. They're all dead.
For the intents of this sojourn into this mine, you've got our back and we've got yours?
Yes, unless you try to escape, in which case I'm being paid extra to kill you.
No, I can't speak for everyone in this group. We haven't known each other that long, but for me it makes sense to obtain the status of free person in the eyes of your government. So,
Yes. Being free is quite nice. I've come close to slavery myself, but
All right, let us carry on.
I have a good lord.
Are there still taskmasters out there?
Yeah, there's one guarding the entrance.
Let us carry on then. Across the way, what are we looking at?
Coinbottoms' offer was to pay us 300 each, not
It was Coinbottoms actually. Yeah, it was
not
This is the Coinbottom mine,
not 1,800
for
total.
which his family is named.
Not 1,800 total.
300 per person. Which we get 300.
So if someone dies in here and doesn't emerge, they don't get paid, and we don't get theirs. Okay. That's probably smart. It is part.
All
So,
right.
Shall we go?
I'm
right?
a fan of right. Go right.
That's right.
Oh,
Yeah, this
You're
excuse me.
right.
Alright, you guys start walking along.
Did you want us to get a marching order or something?
I'll go
I'm
first.
assuming you guys just are a clump.
I'll go in front. I would like 10 feet of space around me.
So, in this chamber is what you find is that this is a room that you can see pockets of valuable ore within the walls, both gold and silver. There are seams of it, and you can see that there's been a lot of mining here recently. However, there is currently no activity within this room. There are several picks and shovels that just lay on the mine floor, discarded.
How rich are the veins? Like, could I get some powdered silver?
They're actually pretty rich. If you wanted to take a little while to kind of carve some chunks out, you could get a little bit of riches.
No, let's move on. Every second a slave irks me.
All right.
Well, would it take you approximately 10 minutes? To acquire what you need?
wants 10 minutes anyways, so
Yes.
let's make some
I'm
money.
going to try to get some powdered silver out of the wall.
Okay.
I will
Yes,
summon
silver
Jeeves.
also. Good thinking. Mark.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Jeeves, I'll say you take 10 minutes to carve away at the walls. The taskmaster, he doesn't mind. He doesn't have anywhere to be. So yeah, I'll say you get 10 silver pieces worth of silver dust. For the work you put in.
As soon as Jeeves is summoned, Jeeves, if you would be a dear, if you could just move down this hallway just about 30 or let's make it 40 feet. I need you to press on the ground and on the walls for just at intervals of about 5 feet.
Jeeves doesn't argue because he's a construct.
I can help out with this. And mage hand do the same thing on the opposite wall.
Oh, well, if we're going to do that, I'll bring my mage hand out and do that too.
All right, yeah. The walls are getting all felt up. Walls,
Floor, a lot of wall groping going on. Okay.
all right, so you guys continue along, and you get to this area, which has several ways you can go. You can go your left, straight, and then there's a couple of branching.
A
tunnels.
coin does not work for this.
Let's
They don't have any dice on them.
No. We can't be doing that.
One moment. I just need to make sure I can do a thing. I am all moderately good. I would like to make the attempt, unless perhaps Krishna, more of the woodsy type, might be able to detect how previous adventurers or spelunkers have gone.
You, woodsman, can you navigate a cave?
Mine's just not fine.
That's just funny.
Meaning a survival check.
Unless you had something else. Okay.
I keep thinking you're a ranger, but you're a druid.
Yes.
I was like,
The other one. The other
Favorite
plant
trait.
loving. Oh, that wasn't awful.
we should have had Hopper go get the keys in the middle of the night.
Jumper. My little spider guy who can't really hold much.
He's already starting to look bigger. Like, he's growing almost alarmingly fast. He eats a lot, too. You have to feed him, like, an egg or, like, a crab or, like, a rat every day.
It's a lot. I got a 6.
Okay.
Now I'm just picturing.
Yeah, no, there's
speaking to a little
footprints
fluffy
in
animal.
the mine dirt mud, but they kind of look like they're going all over the place. You can tell there's been people down here.
Lots of tracks.
Okay. Well, we are in the main hallway. Perhaps later. Well, I, of course, am a person who believes right is always the good way to go.
That's what I was thinking.
Yes. So this pathway.
So left.
But
Yes,
to the right.
To
Yes.
no. To
All right.
the right.
Oh, it's right then.
So you guys go into this room. It's not letting me move it down anymore.
It's the top of the map.
Let's just pretend you guys are in there.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. So in this room, you go through and you see that there is essentially a dead end. However, there are several runes written on the walls in this room,
Please.
and they are kind of familiar to you.
I would love an Arcana check. Or
You can try.
Are they dwarvish?
They are written in Dwarvish.
Read them as the dwarf who speaks Dwarvish.
Yes.
Yes, of course.
Again, it is written in the same archaic language as the ancient dwarves whom you've had dealings with recently.
I'll pull out the mural that I have still, just for comparison.
The runes appear similar. However, the approximate translation is dead end.
21.
There is no magic.
Oh my
They're just simple dead end instructions.
One has to say, for the dwarves of this world, they do not take a moment to at least not state the obvious. There is a bit of beauty in that kind of
Is
communication.
there anything else we can see?
No.
Okay.
All right,
I
moving
guess
on.
let's head
Next
back.
one.
All right,
Next
you
one.
guys have
Okay,
this
so
way.
the real right this time.
Which right are you talking about?
This branch here that is.
No, we came in that way, didn't we?
No, we came in from
We
that
came in from this way.
You guys are already lost.
I will no longer be making the decisions in this case.
I think it has long been established
I thought
that
that
Vance makes poor decisions.
Look, I am great in this city, I promise.
Oh, I will I will be delighted to see it.
So this way actually ends in a ginormous metal door. It's like 20 feet by 10 feet. Like, it's big.
I know.
It's not even a door. It's more like a wall. And it has a symbol carved on it.
Hey, Doug, what's this? Do you know what this is? Probably better to say that.
Give me a
Send
second.
that FaceTime, Cody.
Where's the FaceTime? Oh, yes.
Ooh, that's clear.
Here, hold on a second.
You said it's more like a wall. Is there a door handle?
Hold on a second. Give me a second. All right. It is this symbol,
Oh, we've seen that
which you have seen before. And yes, there's no handle. It is essentially just like a slab of metal, undetermined kind. But it does have the symbol upon it.
Where did we see that?
That
This
was
is
the
Queen.
spider lady.
In the Azrid. Doug, what do you know of this place?
Doug says, yes, I actually heard about this door. See, for as long as this mine has been open, there has been this door here. As far as I know, nobody's ever been able to open it. I mean, maybe it's not a door. Could be just something sealing off a tunnel. However, judging by the size and the strength of it, I'm not so sure I'd want to know what is on the other side.
That's fair. That's fair. I would like to Arcana check on it.
Okay.
20.
You actually do sense an aura of magic coming from the door.
Yes. Doug, what if this door is related to the people disappearing?
The door's been here for quite a long time. Ever since the mine was opened by Coinbottoms' ancestors. I did hear that actually this mine existed even before that time. You see, it was found here, and we've only just taken up operations.
What if some recent event? I'm just using my imagination here. I don't know what it would be, but just what if something recently triggered a change, and now this door has been being used and people disappearing behind it?
Well, that would be quite the thing.
Okay, but just throwing it out there.
Could be. Yes.
What's
That's good thinking.
Should we
Carry
explore
on.
the other
Yeah.
doors before we
I
exhaust
believe
this
that we
door?
continue in this counterclockwise motion
Yeah.
that we've
I
begun.
agree.
That makes sense to me.
Scientific.
that.
I was thinking the same thing. I just apparently can't tell one corridor from the next.
Okay.
All right, next one.
You guys go into this room.
The one with the cookie dough in it.
Oh, by the way, these little rooms they're dark. So if you have a torch, that's how
He
you
brought a torch.
Sure.
I
Or
got
if
a
you can
torch
see in the
too.
dark.
Or you can see the dark.
I'm gonna actually
I
wait
do have a
until Doug is out of earshot. I'm gonna come up close to the door and I'm gonna whisper, "Open in the name of Queen Azrid."
You hear a knocking from the other side.
I'm gonna assume that
Yeah, not bad.
I'll knock back. Same speed. And
It knocks back faster. A couple more. And all of a sudden, it's as if there's a whole bunch of banging on the other side of the door.
Martin, what did you do?
I'm opening the door.
Already?
I find that unwise.
An avalanche of spiders.
Martin, maybe we should at least make sure that the other ways are clear before we...
So you start beating on the door. And then silence. Nobody else heard the knocking.
Okay, I'll return the other. I couldn't get it open, guys.
Okay. To the cookie
No,
dough.
I'm not telling you the idea until we check the other tunnels.
Yes.
I have an idea. Don't let me forget.
Yes. So you go into this chamber where you find another large seam of gold and silver running through. So if you want to take time, you can get some more.
Oh, I want some gold.
So you spend like 10 minutes, you
I
get...
would like more silver.
Okay, I'll say that you get 10 more worth of 10 silver pieces.
Okay.
And I'll say that you get 5 gold piece worth of gold. In the form of like ore and powder. It's not refined.
I need 25 gold pieces worth of powdered silver. Now I have 2. Yes, making progress.
Would it be easier to take gold and buy it? You just pay for it.
I already have gold.
What do you need the silver for?
Demons.
Silvered weapons are
Things
fabled
that go
to-
bump and
I only know this as a lore, but are
Silver weapons would be great.
useful against all manner of monsters, according to legends. Yes. I wouldn't know myself.
Anything else in this room?
Nope.
Okay.
The next one would be this
All
one.
right. So you guys go this way, and you walk, and at the end of this tunnel, there is essentially like a hole in the ground. And it's pitch black, going further and further down. It's about 10 feet by 10 feet.
Magical torch.
Okay. Yeah, you drop.
I have a regular torch.
That was a really valuable torch you dropped.
There's more of them.
Welcome to dance.
Mr. Coinbottom outside of the mine just sneezes suddenly. You watch it fall and fall and fall and fall and fall until you can't see it
Let's not jump.
Yes.
I was about to jump in.
anymore.
Glad I didn't.
That would be one way to go.
Okay. Well, I think we've determined not that way.
I mean, I can cast Featherfall on some of us.
Is Doug next to the
But
hole?
it is the bottom.
He is not next to the hole. He knows better.
Okay.
Doug, do you know how far this hole goes down?
I know that I did hear that there was a pit that they dubbed refuse into, and that it never filled. So I'm assuming that this is the pit.
Or it
It's on the
could
valley.
be the creature which has been receiving refuse has finally had enough.
And or their appetite has outgrown what they've been given.
Also possible.
I say we check out the rest before we come.
Yes, before we endeavor a bottomless pit.
Are there any more torches around where we are? Or is it dark in this area?
It's
Heading
Oh,
into
you
the
said
next.
dark, 'cause we
it's
had
lighter.
you
So
over
it's
stuff.
lighter in like these main areas along the tracks.
Okay. If I see another torch, I'm grabbing another torch.
We will go into the next cookie dough room.
Sorry, I actually zoomed in too much.
Ooh.
Ah!
Guys, I'm terrible with valuable things.
Okay, so you go and head into this room.
Things are being used.
You find another pile of or not another pile, but another seam of gold and silver. And in this room, there's also in the far end of the room, there's a bunch of quartz geodes, beautiful crystals that are kind of forming out of like circular shapes growing in the wall.
How large are they?
About the size of a head.
Oh, that's too big for me.
They're rather pretty.
I know I wanted to keep.
All right, carrying on, following those tracks into this room.
So in this room, you find another pair of glyphs that say "dead end" in Dwarvish.
Well, Doug, I have found this this mine particularly unintimidating.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen anything dangerous either, except for
How long
You guys.
how long does it start when previous teams have entered the mine before there is screaming and death?
we never heard any screaming, but nobody ever came out either.
So they never come out once they've done it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You guys acquired this recently?
No, this mine has been in the Coinbottom family for generations.
Have you ever taken a person, hooked a rope like as a belt, and had them go in and just wander around, and then pull the rope back at any
That's not a bad idea.
That'd
That
would be a lot of rope. And also there is a lot of choke points and places where that rope could probably get tangled. Or caught, or wedged.
In that room.
Well, if I survive and you do not, then we will try that the next time.
Okay, next.
I have an idea for the pit now too. We should tie a torch on a rope and lower it down and see if it comes back up.
Okay.
Okay, this room.
Some magical holes wouldn't.
So in this room, you find what is can only be described as like a sleeping area. There is sleeping bags, some small items of.
I think one of your tabs is like an ad.
Oh, is it? Hold on. Nothing of terrible worth, but little items of endearment, like a picture of a child, and there is
no corpses.
Yeah, no corpses, no
But
corpses.
the detritus as if there should have been a corpse.
Detritus as in this looks like where the slaves slept when they were not.
Oh, okay. So still no signs of struggle, death, corpses, spirits, of those sorts. Okay.
All right.
Moving on to the cookie dough room over here.
So, in this room, you actually do find the first sign of violence. There is a taskmaster who, it appears, was injured and then was trying to crawl out of this particular tunnel. There is a blood trail leading off that way, but his corpse is just laying on the ground, arm outstretched, as if he was trying to crawl away and succumbed to his wounds.
Okay, what kind of wounds are we talking about? Would you like a medicine check?
Sure, let's do that. What kind of wounds would this thing inflict?
I have an idea for you. For your blade. Obviously, you're going to want to replace it.
Ah,
with better
nice.
than this
21.
thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember this, but your character has seen me walking around with a magically imbued walking stick. Two words trying to come out there. Walking stick, staff. Which he said it wouldn't be considered magical for damage purposes. If a real glaive was to be crafted out of this.
This guy has just been torn up.
The blade would need to be magical.
There appear to be slashes and also deep punctures.
Teeth or claws are we talking about?
It appears to be both. Something.
Well, we can assume that it isn't a question of food, as this person perspired, and the creature did not come for it.
Meat expired?
Maybe it likes fresh meat.
Possibly.
Live prey.
Yes, also possible.
Vexlar eats other brain.
I think she prefers them alive, and this one's
Can we
probably
learn anything
different.
from
Does she?
backsliding in the brain?
We've killed multiple
What? Sorry,
things and
what?
fed them.
Oh,
Well,
she eats
it's
his brain?
Recently dead.
How
This
long
seems to.
ago was this?
I'll say that she can eat the brain. You want to roll a d20 for me?
18.
18.
I'm
I
not
believe
even
that
thinking
means
of
that she
information, I'm just
learns
thinking it's
to-
the flavor of
Keeping your brain, keeping her well fed.
I know she would want it if she was here. Is she still on the video or the phone? Or no?
No, wasn't quite working. You learned 2 useful pieces of information. Let's see. What would you be able to learn? I'll say that you learn that there is something extremely dangerous further down the tunnel.
Who would have thought?
Something large that he'd never seen before. Just kidding, it's medium. Something medium that he'd never seen before.
Oh, large in the mind of It's big. It's really big. Run.
That, and I'll also say that he was unable to find any of the slaves that he was sent down here to try to find.
Okay, so
Why?
just throwing it out. because I am the fastest.
Yes, you can absolutely go ahead with us.
If, assuming if you want to see about drawing the monster out.
You'll be the bait.
Yes.
And what happens if you are not able to outrun this monster and you don't?
I am moderately better, slightly better sneakier than the average, but I am definitely faster than all of you. I'm pretty sure I can outrun.
How far do we want to go before we employ this tactic? What if it's a long ways away?
Well, based on the mine we've seen so far, I assume it's just a couple of feet. I'll go a couple of feet, just kind of outside your vision, but not outside of your audible range.
Okay.
And if you hear blood-curdling screams, feel free to approach. But I will go until I feel uncomfortable, and then I'll come back.
How much rope do we have? We have like 200 feet.
We're doing the rope idea.
Yes,
Just in case.
I think that is a brilliant idea.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. So you start
Why we have equipment.
going down this way.
I would love to make a stealth check.
Okay, go for it.
17.
Yeah, no, that's pretty good. You're pretty sneaky. You get to the end of this little tunnel, and you find that there is a small hole about like knee height that kind of goes off into the rock, and you see that there are several picks and shovels just kind of discarded on the outside of this this hole. And there is rubble. It hasn't been cleared away, so this appears to be a recent excavation.
Okay. I would love to make a perception check, listening for anything or looking for any markings as to the creature or its location in and out of this hole.
Okay, go for it.
That would be 10.
Yeah, you don't really sense anything as far as creatures or anything like that, but the air that's starting to flow out of this tunnel smells very stale and old.
Jeeves, go in there and just push. Just feel the walls, but gently. If you come across anything else, give it as hard of a shove as you could possibly do in the most annoying way possible.
Okay. Sure.
Go to 60 feet. That is his maximum range from where I am.
Okay, let's see. Yeah, he goes in there, he starts like feeling stuff up, but as far as you can tell, there's no effect.
Well, I seem to have found the entrance to probably the dangerous bit. Jeeves reports no immediate danger.
Does the blood trail emerge from the hole?
Yes.
I'll go down the hole.
Okay, you're gonna have to get.
Did I find another torch along the way?
Yeah, you could have grabbed one.
This time, let's use one of yours. Go
Okay.
Down the hole before you.
Well,
go.
it doesn't go down.
Oh, it's
goes
not down. It's
It's sideways.
Oh.
Straight ahead. So it's a crawling tunnel. So you get on your hands and knees and you start crawling through, and out you emerge to see.
Can you see in the dark? No. You probably shouldn't go first.
Well, give him a torch.
Can you crawl with the torch? Sure.
Jeeves
Yes.
can carry a torch.
In your teeth.
Jeeves can carry a torch if you don't want to.
Okay, I do not think we will need that one.
Yeah, Jeeves carries the torch. In you go, Jeeves.
Actually, that's pretty good flavor. Mage handing the torch the whole time, so I still have my hands free. Not just flavor, that's actually genius.
It's a cantrip.
All right, you emerge from the tunnel, and this is what. Well, I'm going to say that each of these little squares is 0.25 feet, so that each big square is 5 feet. Let's try to make it so that matches.
It doesn't have to match. This could just be a really big.
That works. Okay. Yeah, so you guys pop out. Him first, and what he sees is essentially an antechamber. On either side of you are tall, dwarvish statues.
Oh, dwarvish.
More frickin' dwarves.
Did you know in Eberron you would find ruins?
DM question.
Yes.
As we were passing through the city, did we see any living dwarves?
Yeah, there was a couple of doors.
That's what
All right, Jeeves, if
We
you
also
would be
could
so
ask Soul,
kind, go to the main circle and just slap around on the ground.
Okay. Slaps, taps. There is no effect.
Yes. Well, usually circles are favorite location.
You said we're in danger zone, right?
Based on
What we would consider.
Yes, we did find a corpse that had, at one point during his life, usually near the end, had been in here and found himself gravely wounded, and decided to spend his the remaining bits of his life.
Mage Hand has the
outside.
torch that I don't actually personally need anyways. I'm gonna have already drawn the short swords.
Yeah, and I'm looking around warily.
Does the blood trail lead into anywhere?
Yeah, I'll say that it starts getting bloody like over here.
It's a pretty obvious trail.
He crawled quite a ways before succumbing to his wounds.
Well, I'm a favor of going right.
Anyone? I don't see why not. That way.
Yeah.
This way.
Standard policy.
Yes.
Yeah, makes it easy.
Okay. Written upon the door, which is ancient stone, is an inscription written in ancient Dwarvish. What kind of a mess?
Like in a mess.
Tell
I
him
feel like I've seen this
that
somewhere
if he
before.
made it, he can clean it up, but if you all were playing, then you all need to help. So one.
Yeah, that's what we're planning to do. I was just trying to get him on the phone so we all can do it.
Ah, yes.
Thank you, Z.
Let's see. This one is. Aha. The inscription reads, "Here lays Grignar,
Ooh, Grignar.
one of the first formed of Moradin, king and god of the dwarves."
Did we already establish have we Grignar? Is he the guy with the arm?
The name doesn't sound familiar.
Yeah, it doesn't.
There was a Moradin that wore the armor. Do you have the notes on that discussion we had with the orc dwarves?
So Moradin's the god.
Yeah.
The king. It was just a king who wanted to be like a god.
Yeah, but what was his name?
He did his name.
Moradin is not showing up in my notes.
What?
Recall getting a name of the dwarf king who made the armor with the brand names.
I'm really bad at taking notes.
You guys did not get the name of the king of the dwarves.
Yeah,
But Moradin is.
The orb, I got Whispers of Dwarves, Seek Out Moradin. Connected to that, his armor is the relic, and he created the armor to bestow godhood. So Moradin is the king.
Wait, what?
No,
no.
so-
Moradin's the real dwarf god. So
Yeah.
there's a real dwarf god.
Oh, okay. So because that's the one you.
The people, the
Right?
dwarves who were trapped told you to seek out Moradin, who may be able to help.
Oh, okay, but we didn't get the king's name then.
Yeah, not.
Loser king
That
ascended and probably betrayed everyone, or possibly was overcome by the power or something. But as far as we know, he's a dude.
The inscription continues. Blessed be the herald of barbers. Let him rest in peace. Be ye cursed if you wish to disturb.
Herald of
Barbers.
Barbers. Like hair cutting?
The translation is really rough. It's like ancient Dwarvish. It's like reading like What's the guy who wrote Romeo and Juliet?
Shakespeare.
It's like reading Shakespeare, but in Dwarvish.
Cool. Well, I don't like curses. I'll leave this door be. Wait, has the door been disturbed?
As you inspect the door a little bit closer, you can see that there is little tufts of hair, kind of poking out from underneath the door. Apart from that, it doesn't look undisturbed.
Apart from the hair.
Okay. Well, continuing on our
I'm gonna before we go.
counter. Yes. Don't cut the hair.
Don't pull the hair
I have a suspicion of
with the mage hand.
No.
what kind of curse would befall anyone who entered this room.
Hair.
I do like my hair how it is.
In helmet shape.
He pulls off his helmet shape.
All right, if you say so.
Let's go to the other door.
Are we going across, or are we continuing in our pattern?
Let's check this other door and then
Okay.
Okay, this
throw that one out the window.
Well, it's like a bigger, bloody entrance. We're just making sure that there's not going to be anything that comes up on a reader before we take what seems the
The most dangerous area.
Yeah.
I would like to perhaps. No, let us carry on. Checking the other door.
Hold on. Okay, the inscription on this door reads, "Here lies Amborg, one of the first created of Moradin." Then it says, "Respect his tomb. He is herald of all cooks. Be ye cursed if you wish to disturb."
Has the door been disturbed?
These are pretty mighty tombs for a barber and a cook.
This one, there's nothing too crazy about the door, except for the inscription.
So has the door been disturbed? Oh, okay. Jeeves, would you be so kind to go to where that blood is, perhaps in the most construct, formless mass of force, do a jig?
Okay, yeah, he goes and he does a jig. Nothing really happens. Is he trying to open the door?
Just presses around, tries to like move stuff, just makes a small racket.
Okay. I'll say this. What's everyone's passive perception?
13.
Probably minus 14.
13.
Nice.
15. Okay, I'll say that these
in the
two,
back.
when he does his jig, you get the sudden sense that you are being watched. Cannot tell from where.
Like that feeling.
Okay, so left with the blood area being our only option.
We send in Jeeves with a torch.
Well, do we want G's to attempt to open the door?
Wait, there's a door in the blood option direction?
There is.
Let us get a better view, if you would.
It's a big door.
It's a door, but it's a door, not just a doorway.
Can Jeeves
Okay.
open
Can you
it?
push it? Yeah.
It seems like
Okay,
a door.
Jeeves, so would you attempt to open the door?
Sure.
Hold on. Can I suggest that we stand off to the sides instead of all lining up in front of the door?
I can agree to that. Should we divide or only once?
I would say divide.
I would like to stand next to Martin.
I don't want to stand in the middle. Stop
Then
the
I
doors.
would like to stand farther away from Martin.
There is an inscription on this door as well, if you
Oh,
want to read it out loud for everybody.
Yeah,
Yes, of
what
course,
does it say?
before Jeeves attempts anything.
Let's see. All right. This door reads, "Here lies King Corbunger, first created of Moradin. You must respect his tomb as first king of the dwarves. If you disturb, you will be cursed."
Yes. And this, okay, we assume this is the only door tampered with. If I were to be grave robbing, this would be the door.
If it's already been tampered with, maybe we won't be cursed.
Possibly. But it all depends on how smart the magic is. Will it only curse the temperer, or will it bleed through the magic and curse the person who casts the spell doing the tampering?
I don't know, but I don't think we can know in
We
advance.
have a choice at this point.
Doug, open the door.
Yeah, Doug.
Doug kind of looks at all of you and he's like, how about we draw lots for this? That
I'll do it. It'll be
seems
fine.
to be the fairest way to
No,
do things.
it's the safest to let Jeeves do it, and I assume that magic frequently isn't smart enough to
Did
attack
you
the
make
caster, but only considers the manipulation enough.
Especially because he is a creature of some sort, right?
Of a sort.
Yeah. Okay, all of you need to work together.
My mage hand,
and
I
do
was
it
like, I
together.
could do it.
If
but
you
I'm
guys
like,
make the
that's
mess
like
together, you have to do it
extension
together.
piece
If you made it by
of
yourself,
the
then you have
triggers.
to take care of it.
I don't want to sort it.
Okay, you helped make a mess, you need to help clean it up.
But it's already cleaned up, but they're sorting it.
You need to sort it if it's a board game.
I don't want
Emily was here. Excellent.
Fine.
Thank you. Jeremy, do you mind handing me a Dr. Pepper?
Excellent. Show them who's boss.
Excellent.
Bring up the cardboard.
Yes, let the cardboard cutout open the door. Yeah, no, you open the door, nothing happens.
Oh, really?
Behold the door. The problem with doors in D&D.
What if it was just a bluff?
Possible.
Or if it was already triggered.
Oh boy.
Just a one-time use kind of a thing.
So
It's also
yeah, you
possible.
enter a great hall.
Word is it actually going through the
There's
doors?
pillars, and it's looks like it used to be like a place of grandeur. There's beautiful stone work on the walls.
Martin, are you going in first?
Yes.
Okay.
Pretty effective.
You see that there on your left there is decay in the wall, which seems to have fallen apart enough that you can actually go through if you want to go that direction. It looks like there is an ancient fountain which no longer works. On the right, there's another space where the wall is crumbled. If you want to go that way, continuing forward, which I'm assuming you're doing.
We're following blood trail? Yes?
I'll say that the blood trail comes from this way.
Okay.
Is that the way you want to
So
go?
it wasn't in this chamber that he was attacked. That's good.
I'll say that you guys get over here. You see that upon a dais of stone lays a very dark stone sarcophagus, above which is a intricately carved stone statue, which has lines of iron running through the stone. And it's a masterwork. It's incredible how they put it together. Before the sarcophagus, on a tile table, is what appears to be some ancient a book.
Can we, without touching it, is it like open or is it closed?
It's closed. It appears to be a leather tome.
Does it look dwarvish language on the front? Is there anything on the front?
Yeah, the leather is still legible on the front. It's been impressed with a history of King Coromunger. What's the Coromunger?
That could be useful knowledge.
Yes, but we're here to discover a creature. Or, Doug, we have to make sure that the mine is safe, right?
Yeah.
If we were to just close off the hole and put a sign that said, keep out, would that be considered good enough?
We could try it.
Well, this is by Coinbottom standards.
Well, if we were to go by Coinbottom standards, they'll probably just send in more slaves, and if they don't die after a few weeks, then he'd probably be okay.
No, then we'd have to wait.
While they're having this conversation,
I'm going to take the torch out of my mage hand, and I'm going to pull out the branding iron that I've been carrying around and hand it to my mage hand. And I'm going to have it set the branding iron on the table, and then very carefully pick up the tomb.
Okay. Yeah. So you pick up the book. No ill magical effects or crazy things happen. You go to open it and look at it, and you realize that this thing is positively ancient. You can make out a few of the runes on the moth-encrusted and disheveled pages. A few fall out when you open it. But due to corruption and time and moisture, most of the pages are completely ruined. You may, with study, be able to pick out a few tidbits if you spend time doing so.
I'm gonna carefully wrap it up and put it in my backpack, very protectively. And since nothing happened, I'm taking the bread again.
Okay.
All right.
Alright.
Well, I imagine the coffin is Moradin. Not Moradin, Coromonger. I would like to see if that area has been disturbed.
As far as you can tell, it hasn't been disturbed. However, I will say that because this is such an ancient tomb and it's dusty, that there are footprints leading to and fro the direction on the right, where the blood came from.
Okay, well then, if our
Which would make
intention
sense
is to
if
go
they came out
after
of
it,
They also had to go with that.
let us go that direction, I assume.
Okay.
Martin?
We don't want to. Does anyone have detect magic?
I don't think so.
Hold on.
No.
Wait, we got a long rest.
In the last chamber, it was our policy. Well, maybe closed doors. Never. Do we want to go follow the blood trail, or do we want to check these other pathways to make sure there's nothing else over there dangerous?
Let's follow the blood trail.
Okay. So you go this way, and you encounter a small stream, which is the cause for the collapse. The stream goes into the rocks and falls further down below into some unseen cave. Ooh, excuse me. But it's at this point, as you guys start to pass through this threshold, you hear a voice, which says, let's see what we say. Give me a second. Bring back my body to me.
You should not be in this place.
Says that after we leave the tomb that was supposed to be.
Well, where's the sound coming from?
As far as you can tell, it is coming from the very stone in front of you.
Yes. So, if we make sure that nobody else comes here, you're not going to leave, right?
This has been my dwelling place for some time.
Okay.
I will not leave if you leave me alone.
All right. Well, then I think that solves our problem. A good keep out sign should do it.
We should probably clarify that this is. Assuming blood kind came through here, but
Yeah, they went in there, pissed our squatter off, and thereby led to their death. So we should be able to leave, put up some tape, perhaps a bit of plywood, paint keep out, and that should be good enough.
Doug, is that going to satisfy your employer?
I'm willing to keep a secret if you can.
Okay, but I guess what
I don't think it would satisfy him if he knew that something is down here.
He would not agree to leave it alone.
Did you kill the slaves in the mine?
Yeah, do we see any
yonder?
bodies, by the way?
I did not kill them. Your barbarism abhors me.
Did they pass this way?
I helped them escape.
Oh.
Will you help us escape? We're slaves.
Make a check on that.
What kind of check?
Persuasion.
15.
Yeah, no, you're pretty convincing. This thing, it waits a few moments, and you have the distinct sensation that it's looking at all of you, kind of trying to peer into your souls. And it says,
If you also wish to escape, you may. I will show you the way.
Sounds good.
the Taskmaster, starts readying his whip just in case.
So that was said out loud. It's not like in our heads.
So I'm very curious to see where this goes. The diplomatic solution coming from the most violent member of the party. Let us do this.
Unless his diplomatic solution was he thinking it was going to kill our captors for us.
Oh, I'm very curious to see how it goes. Yes, we would love this.
I don't want Doug to be killed. He's been... No, I don't want Doug to be killed. He's been very kind to us so far.
No, you're cool, Doug, right? Right, Doug?
Oh, Doug. I'm not sure what Doug would do. I need to pee. So I'm going to go pee, and I'll think about what Doug would do.
Sounds good.
I'll be right back.
This will give us a chance to discuss this kind of... What are you thinking, Martin? What are you hoping to happen?
Well,
are you hoping to escape into the night, or are you...
I would much rather I'd rather be paid and rather be able to move about as a citizen.
That's what I'm thinking. What if we explain to this thing that in order to be freed, to escape per se, we would need its help to remove whatever threat is, and in return, we could negotiate it with it. Talk to Doug's boss and say there's a being that would help with this problem if you agree not to disturb its dwelling in here. It won't hurt your guys if you don't disturb this part of the cave. Maybe he would find that agreeable. We can at least try that approach and see if the
Coinbottom could actually, regularly throw scraps or
whatever this thing
other
wants, yeah.
goods. Yes.
Let's try that.
Because that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, if we need to run, we can. But if we can get a permanent freedom, that would be nice.
Yeah.
And be able to actually, acquire goods and resources in this town. May not be as good as a road, but I do have proficiency with beach tools. I'd like to get some.
A little bit longer. This one's kind of going over. Alright.
Doug, we have a proposition for you to potentially take to your master if you think he would be agreeable to it. And assuming that this being will give us the kind of aid that we're thinking. Okay?
I'll hear it out before anything rash.
We're not trying to escape as in run away. We would like to convince this being to help us earn our freedom from your master. If this being is not of a threat to the employees, and if in return, if there was an agreement that if for his help with this problem, that this being's space would be left alone within this part of the cave, do you think that that's something that Coinbottom would be agreeable to?
He kind of thinks about it for a moment. He's thinking. He says, with the way that this new tunnel is opened up, I doubt that this location would remain secret for long. I don't think Coinbottom would leave this thing alone. He would want to have it destroyed and whatever treasure may be in this place pillaged. If there is one thing that he knows how to do, it is how to make a profit out of a bad situation.
I'm very interested to see this escape route.
Okay, can we go? Did he say it was? He said he would show us a way out.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to talk away from this being for a second, but I'm not going to say that out loud. I'm just going to wave you guys to the other. If that's the case, we could still try to get this thing's help, and potentially it could be weakened by helping us. We don't know what kind of being entity it is. I don't like the idea of hurting something that would potentially not be malevolent, but at the same time, I would like my freedom.
Well, I believe more information is better right now. So
have we established that this creature is the source of all the trouble, or
he said he is not.
He said he's not.
At the very least.
Well, he said he didn't kill the slaves. He helped them escape.
Sorry, go ahead.
The only corpse we found was the taskmaster, and he wasn't a slave.
It occurs to me that we could ask this thing if it knows what the other thing is. Also, we could ask this thing what it is.
Or it is the thing, and what it does is it kills the taskmasters and let the slaves escape.
Oh.
So it's like, nobody came back out.
It may have helped the other slaves. So these are things we should ask. Yeah, and as you say that, I'm actually gonna, as we go back in, I'm gonna kind of stay behind Doug.
So you guys go back in.
I'm not that with him.
And this time, you hear the voice come from behind you, in the stone behind you. A loud voice goes, "Have you made your
Have you made your decision?
Yes, we would love to see the way out.
Very well."
And then a moment later, the thing starts emerging from the stone in front of you. And I will show you.
It is the way out.
And then it kills you all. Just kidding.
Death is the only escape.
Oh boy. I'm gonna Google an image of this thing so you guys can see it.
Well, I was just thinking it is the rock that opens and there's a doorway and it's like.
I'm not going to think much more of the idea of opening orifices. No.
You seen the trailers? No. The D&D trailers?
Oh, yes, of course.
Into the orifice. Why would you call it an orifice? Something like that. I'm so excited for that movie.
Let's see how to make this big screen. Give me a second. Open shadow tab. There we go.
Yeah, it's interesting because it never really threatened us. It just said we shouldn't be there.
Yeah. And it's very possible all other teams before us.
This is the thing.
Oh, lovely.
Emerging from the rocks.
How
in
big?
front of you. It's medium.
Okay.
How does it emerge from the rock? Is
It
it made of rocks?
it just comes up
Burrows.
out of the rock, and the rock it's almost as if the rock is illusionary. It doesn't affect the rock whatsoever. It just rises up out of the rock and then stands upon it.
Just trying to get a feel for this. How is it lit? Is that the word? Live? Like how agile does it kind of seem to be?
It seems to be fairly agile. It's got 3 legs, 3 arms, and the thing is made out of muscle and bits of knobby rock armor.
Okay. But it seems like it could move pretty quick.
Yeah. But it is ugly.
Yeah, sure. Very hideous.
Hey, I'm not one to judge.
So I asked the creature, did you kill the taskmasters to let the slaves escape?
Yes, I assisted in the death of that man. He left me no other choice.
Well, Doug, I think you've got a choice here. Point to the creature. Have you made peace with your perhaps chosen deity or god? I am unfamiliar with the pantheon of your world. Or, because, like, currently, Doug, you're outnumbered and I believe outpowered. Perhaps surrender?
So he kind of thinks about it for a minute. I have made peace with my god, Ul. However, this is what I'm paid to do. And if I fail in my task, I would be unable to find work and support my wife and children.
Oh, well, that seems...
So I must try my best to apprehend you if it is such that you are trying to escape.
All right. Let us, I believe we have established, Doug, yourself as, does Wool have any particular, your moral, abilities? I think he's, set himself up as a morally questionable man.
Who?
Doug.
Doug. Oh.
Perhaps, if he were to come back, with, tokens of our death? How would that go?
That does sound like it would be perhaps a little bit better. Obviously, I don't want to die, and you guys seem kind of cool too. So I'd hate to murder you.
I would hate to be murdered.
If I was able to bring back some sort of evidence that this creature or you were destroyed, then I believe I could swing that.
I hate to be that guy, but Vance does not want to be on the run. And he's going to attack the creature.
Oh, you're going to attack the creature. Betrayal.
No. Breathe! 5 seconds up. Hold 5 seconds. 5 seconds down.
And unfortunately, that is not who... I really did think about it.
Yes, of course.
Vance did not.
Wow, okay.
Or he did very briefly.
I was about to do the same thing.
I was wondering when one of you would.
I have 2 short swords now. I'm feeling, whether it's naive or not,
This monster.
it probably is naive. I know that.
Okay.
I know that. But
All right.
I'm playing character.
I have to admit, I did not think it was going to go that way, but here we go. That's what I love about D&D. All right, let me get back to the
I was going to TPK you guys, but...
Your big whopping 13 hit points.
Okay.
Yeah,
It is what it is.
It's what it is. I've got my next character ready, I think. I've been thinking about it.
Is there a mini that we can use for Doug and the Zorn?
And that's the other thing I'm thinking about, is I'm like, Doug also doesn't sound like he's going to leave us to fight on our own. And in the place of our, lost rogue and our... Is Illithid going to help? Are we just going to have her Eldritch Blast flying around or something?
She's a cardboard cutter. I'm not going to say she's ready to combat.
Okay.
Use that as a
That'll work.
monster?
Yeah.
Where is it?
It's in
But
front
he's
of you
only
guys.
medium.
He is only medium.
Well, that's medium.
It's just ugly. It's fine. It's representation.
It's 3 arms, 3 legs. Yeah, that's good for Doug. 1 eye, I think.
How are you attacking Vance?
2 short swords.
Yeah, I mean, you caught me by surprise, so I'll say you catch this thing by surprise.
And I already had them out. We've established that. Yes. So I don't have to worry about drawing. And because they are light finesse weapons, I can... Because they're light, I can do two attacks in the bonus action. And that is what I'm going to do.
Okay. Make your attack.
First one most certainly misses. That would be a...
What? Depends on the strength of the creature.
Eugene, could you close the shadow?
Yes, of course. Yeah, I guess I don't know what the DC is, but 11.
Nope.
Yeah, I think so. Oh.
Shade's cocked. Because it
Okay,
is
it was
cocked.
cocked.
And re-roll.
Yeah, it is cocked.
The children were screaming.
Oh, that's much better. Okay, so I need to clarify on this because this is the bonus action attack. I don't add the modifier. Is that?
Does it have it listed there? Because I
There
don't
it is.
recall.
There it is. When you take the action attack, you can use your bonus action. You don't add your ability modifier to the damage of the bonus attack.
Yeah.
So I would still use it for the attack roll.
Yes.
Okay.
Just not to the damage.
Okay. So the second attack is a 19.
That's a. Let's see. Hold on.
If you miss that attack, we're running.
Its armor class is 19.
So that would hit,
Oh
right?
my! Yeah, that does hit though.
Well, I apologize, but I'm committed.
Okay, you've committed. And thus Vance dies. The end of Vance.
Well, I'd like to see you talk your way out of this.
So I'm not with him.
That's
That's
like
like
not a
talking.
For a great 2 damage.
Ooh, and sorry, what kind of weapon are you using?
It is a short sword. Reduced to 1.
Yeah, so you go to strike it, and you feel like it should have done more damage, but the skin on this thing seems to be made of stone, and it's as if your sword is turned away by the stone, dealing just a tiny prick of damage, equivalent to like a corn chip stuck in the top of your mouth.
Cool.
Wow. Okay.
If you guys want to roll initiative, you can.
It is 9.
It is 9. We
Well,
could finish this up another time if you would like.
when we have another person.
Otherwise, I think it's a good place to stop right here. Yes.
All right, I'm fine with that.
Yes, we find ourselves over our heads.
Poke it with a needle.
Tink.
It's
Hi-ya!
large.
Tink, tink.
It's large,
Oh.
orangish yellow eye, just like looks down at you.
Go for the eye.
No, that's probably what we'll need to do. If we damage the eye.
I don't think anything's gonna work.
We all die here.
Alright.
Well, you guys have resurrection feathers, so.
And know when to use them.
Well, there's Doug.
Yeah, as long as Doug stays alive, there's hope.
You
He
guys.
doesn't even know about the feathers.
Oh boy.
We could have just traded a feather to our slave master for our freedom.
Oh yeah, probably could have done that.
You know, that would have been nice to think about earlier.
No one ever said that the party was smart, just capable.
I don't even think we said we were capable.
Oh, good gracious. We could have fought our freedom.
Oh boy.
And remember how eager Martin originally was to sell one of those feathers.
Then we'll blame Martin for not thinking of it.
That's right.
Dang it, Martin!
Gosh dang it. Well,
And for the record, I wasn't the only one who was going to do this.
Oh yes, I'm aware. I was just going
I
to
was just a dumb one dumb enough to do
Doug.
it.
Maybe lose a finger or two.
yeah. I have to admit, I expected you guys to befriend this thing.
I was
And
trying.
for it to become like a lifelong companion.
It's not too late. Only one of us is attacked.
And it was only 1 damage.
With an
I do have my
unfortunately
next character picked out. So if you guys want to throw me under the bus, it'd be very sad, but also very funny. So you have a week to think about what you would like to do to Vance.
Alright, let me exit out all of this here.
Eat him.
You
The
can
question
have
is,
him.
how is it going to react? Is it even going to be mad after taking the 1 damage?
Foolish creature.
Well,
chomp.
I like Patsy on the head.
I mean, that might
Nice try.
That might not even be like 1% of its health.
oh boy.
Sorry, Doug, you're out.
Alrighty. Oh, I have to stop the recording.
Yes. Open that up.
You know what the best part is? If my character